2024 Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I was so excited for this movie, but I almost fell asleep. Let me tell you all about it. After the last Ghostbusters movie came out, I was super excited to see where this franchise could go. On the other hand, I would have also been okay if that was the last movie in the franchise. So you can naturally see how I would have been so excited for this new Frozen Empire that was coming out. So I got to the theater, I was super excited. Just the premise of ghosts and supernatural and a group of people that are hunting them down. What doesn't sound fun about that? Especially when there is a fun comedic element attached to the whole premise of this type of movie. The intro of this movie is good. Just from the get-go, something is happening, you meet the team, let's go on an adventure, stuff is happening. Exciting, right? But unfortunately, that's about it. After this, the movie just drags on, and it's not until the very end, maybe the last 45 minutes of this movie, that the action really starts to pick up again. And it's not bad. The last act of this movie is kind of good. There's like stuff happens, and I like that. Between the first action scene at the start of the movie all the way till the end of the movie, where really things pick up. Unfortunately, I checked my watch several times and I was dozing off. I'm really proud I never fell asleep, but my goodness, I was fighting it. The seat next to me was empty, but there was a guy on the other seat, and homeboy, he seemed like he got knocked out and put to sleep by Mike Tyson. He was just like lights out. At the end of the day, is this a movie that is a dumpster fire of a movie? No, it's not. It is filled with lazy story writing, lazy tropes, and it goes back and references the original movie a lot. A little bit of nostalgia in the right places, I think, can go a long ways to add to the movie, but relying entirely on nostalgia to do the heavy lifting for the movie is a formula that is not a good one. Unfortunately, this movie relies heavily on the nostalgia factor to try to add to the lack of storytelling. Maybe this is one of those franchises that should just be left alone for a while. Eventually, you can always remake or reboot the franchise or reimagine it in a different way. For now, I think the franchise does need to take a break, which is sad because I would have loved to see a modern retake of the Ghostbusters for the 2020s or the 2030s, fighting paranormal activities, ghosts, maybe some unsolved mysteries, a new version, a reimagined of the Ghostbusters, but for our era. And I think there's an audience for that. There's people that are always interested in these type of supernatural activities and ghosts and whatnot. And to those that might say, well, that's gonna ruin the franchise or the original stuff, hey, you know what? It's not like the current franchise is doing any better. And if you hate the new stuff, my thing is you can always go back to the original stuff, and those original movies are always gonna be there. For the franchise, I think this movie really is like the last nail in the coffin. The only thing that I personally see that saves this movie is if it does a lot of money at the box office. And if it does that, then maybe we can see another movie here in a few years or something like that. But for now, I do think that this movie or this franchise needs to rest. At the end of the day, movies are subjective and it hits us all in different ways. So what did you think about this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts? Let me know. And remember, folks, you owe it to yourself to watch great cinema.